So the group ended up getting together for dinner on the East Coast minus Vinny and Nicole. I think Nicole had something to do with her children, and so she was unable to make it to dinner. And Vinny was in LA by himself, and he was really upset at the fact that as soon as he decided to move to the West Coast, everybody gathered together on the East Coast. So that was a big part of this episode as well. But the dinner was going fine up until Paulie made it very awkward, because Paulie decided to make a joke about how they weren't eating dinner too far away from the guy that Angelina was supposedly having an affair with on her husband last season was living at. Okay, they weren't eating dinner that far from where he was living at. And Angelina got upset about this, which I feel like she has a right to get upset about the fact that they constantly keep bringing up rumors that are about her and her marriage, and they constantly keep talking about it all the time and making jokes about it. And she was tired of that, so she decided to make a rumor about somebody else in the group. But I also feel like Angelina kind of does have to take responsibility for that, because she does have a tendency to overshare, especially about her relationship and her personal life. And I feel like because she shares so much, people think it's okay for them to talk about it because Angelina seems so open to talking about it. But over the past few seasons, it's been very clear that Angelina has not really liked them talking about her relationship issues, and they still continue to do that. But I feel like where Angelina went wrong was she decided to make a rumor about somebody in the group, and the person she made the rumor about was Vinny, saying that he got a girl pregnant, rather than making the rumor about Paulie, who was the one who actually took a shot at her in the first place. That's the only thing I feel like Angelina did wrong in this situation. Other than that, I don't feel like she was wrong. Everyone seemed to be really bothered by the fact that Angelina decided to start this rumor about Vinny getting somebody pregnant, but I also feel like they blew it out of proportion, because they know Vinny didn't get anybody pregnant. Vinny knows he didn't get anybody pregnant. It wasn't in any headlines. Nobody cared about it. So I just felt like they blew it completely out of proportion. I know that their excuse was that, she knew it was a lie and she decided to spread that rumor that wasn't true, when the rumors about her was supposedly true because there was video evidence of her doing it. But even if there was video evidence of her doing something, that doesn't mean that the group has to, talk about it and gossip about it continuously. And so I just felt like, it's a double standard, because anytime they poke at Angelina, it's supposed to be okay and it's just a joke. But then when she pokes back at them, they take it serious and they feel like it's an issue. Now, I know a part of this show is them joking around with each other and, taking shots at each other a lot like that. And I do like that in the show, but I just feel like when it comes to Angelina, it's a double standard. And I don't really feel like it's just Angelina. I feel like they are able to dig into Ron and Angelina's personal lives. And then when Ron and Angelina try to pry into somebody else's personal life in the group, everybody gets mad at them and tells them that they're wrong for doing it. We saw this a few seasons ago when they started talking about Jenny's divorce with Roger. Everyone thought that Angelina and Ron was wrong for that, but then every single season they're talking and gossiping about Ron and Angelina all the time. So I just feel like it's a huge double standard. Now, things do not get better when Dina and Angelina decide to go to LA to pay Vinny a visit, because they felt like he was really lonely out in LA, which he was. So he decided to sell his house in LA and move back to the East Coast. So when they showed up to LA, Vinny only had 24 hours left in Los Angeles until he went back to New York. And they seemed to be a bit annoyed about that, because they traveled all the way to LA, which he did tell them not to come, and they showed up anyway. So they kind of have to take that L on their own. They tried to have fun for the 24 hours that they did have to hang out with Vinny, but it did not go well at all. Poor Dina was stuck with the two of them arguing back and forth about this stupid rumor that was put out there, when it was only put out within the group anyway, and nobody in the group was going to gossip about Vinny, because unless it's about Ron or unless it's about Angelina, nobody's going to sit in the group and gossip about it and talk about it. So I just felt like it wasn't that big of a deal, because we all know that the only time they gossip about somebody's personal life within the group, it's either Angelina or Ron being talked about. I felt like Angelina was trying to express this to Vinny, and to express that she didn't really mean no harm, and she was trying to show them that, look what it's like to have somebody start a rumor about you and believe everything that you see in the headlines about somebody. And they really wasn't getting that. They didn't feel like it was justified. And like I said before, she should have made it about Paulie, not about Vinny, because Paulie was the one who took the shot at her. But at the same time, it really truly was not a big deal. And I really hope they don't make this entire season about Angelina's relationship drama. One last thing before I end this review is, I kind of am starting to have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to Lauren. I do like her, don't get me wrong. I think she's a great wife to Mike. I think her and Mike are great together. I think she's very beautiful. But at the same time, I just feel like she's a little too involved in the drama that goes on with the group. I feel like she's the only significant other that's extremely opinionated and involved themselves a little bit too much. I feel like everybody else that's a significant other kind of like, plays it cool, doesn't get too involved, like Nikki, Angelina's Chris, Dina's Chris, Snooki's husband, and Jenny's boyfriend kind of play the background. They don't really say too much. They don't really get too involved because they know they're not necessarily a part of the cast. They're just like a supporting, quote unquote character in the show. And I just feel like, Lauren kind of goes too far and she pries a little bit too much into people's personal life, especially Angelina's. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there really quick. Those are my thoughts on this week's episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. I am trying to reach my first 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.